Good evening. My name is Hunter Gravely. I would like to begin by saying it is an honor to be graduating from Piedmont Technical College. It is also an honor to have been selected to speak today. As you all know, everyone here has worked very hard to get to this major stepping stone in their life. Here at Piedmont Technical College, I majored in building construction technology, and it is a program that has truly impacted me. Carpentry has always been a huge interest of mine. I became interested at a very young age because my grandpa did decking, and I was always exposed to it. I first decided to explore this interest by going through the carpentry program at the G. Frank Russell Career Center, where I learned the basics. I did not grow up planning to go to college in Greenwood. My dream was to play college football. I played football at Greenwood High School, where we won a state championship in 2012, my sophomore year. Go Eagles! Winning that championship was one of the best things I have ever been a part of. It made me want to go on to play college football that much more. However, sadly, the following season, I had injuries which required surgery. At that point in my life, I decided that college football was not worth beating up my body anymore. So I sat down with my parents and decided I wanted to try and pursue a degree in carpentry. I did some research and found that Piedmont Tech had one of the top programs in the area. My journey through Piedmont Tech wasn't an easy one. I took all of my general education courses first to get them out of the way. To be honest with you, I didn't always put in the amount of effort I should have when it came to this coursework. But I finally made it through and got to the building construction program led by Robert Roach. When I made it to the actual hands-on part of the program, I began to take school very seriously, just because I really enjoyed it. For the first time in my life, I could see what I was being taught in school would be useful in the world. This was especially evident in my job at Chick-fil-A of Greenwood, where I worked as a kitchen director and was eventually promoted to the maintenance director as well. I did both of those jobs while going to school full-time. On my days off and weekends, I was lucky enough to work with RST Renovations, where we flipped a house here in Greenwood. It was a complete gut job of the house, and I learned so much from that experience. Thank you, Mr. Smith, for this opportunity. I continued school while doing all of this. Plus, I wanted to become involved with my college, so I was elected president of the BCT for Life Club and was selected as a presidential ambassador representing the college and Dr. Brooks. Thank you, Dr. Brooks, for allowing me to be an ambassador for this institution. So with my work, my school, my college, and community involvement, I was very busy and always very tired. Luckily, I had an awesome supporter in my incredible girlfriend, Heather Jackson. No matter how bad I wanted to give up on everything, she was always there to pick me up and tell me it's all going to be worth it. And she was right. The long hours I put in have paid off. I stand here about to graduate, and I am pleased and proud to say that I have accepted a job offer working with McCroy Construction Company. I will be a field architect, and I am set to begin on May 14th. This awesome opportunity would not have been possible without an outstanding school like Piedmont Technical College and all of the awesome instructors who helped me out throughout my journey. While I had great experiences with all of my instructors, there were a few instructors and people who impacted me more than others. The first instructor who impacted me would be Miss Claudia Edwards. She was my English instructor, and she was willing to take the time to get to know me as a person and understood how busy I was. She always offered words of advice and made sure I was doing all right. To some, that may not seem like much, but to me, she took time to make sure that I, a 19-year-old young man, knew that someone at this college cared about me and my well-being. To you, Miss Edwards, thank you for all you did for me. It never went unnoticed. The next person to have a huge impact on me would definitely be Bobby Roach, my instructor in the building construction program. There are many reasons I appreciate what Mr. Roach does at Piedmont Tech, but the number one reason is because he is willing to share his knowledge with us young men. At times, I'm sure he wanted to just walk out of the classroom, but he never did. He drilled us until we knew the things he was drilling into our heads on a daily basis, one being plumb, level, and square. And I'm sure that everybody in BCT can relate to that. I've heard that in my 2 years in the program more than anything else. Bobby, thank you for sharing your knowledge with my generation. You impact every student that comes through the program in some way. With that being said, I would not be who I am today without my family. They have been what has kept me going through all of the tough times in my life. I grew up knowing college was not an option, it was a necessity. I was fortunate enough to grow up in a drug-free home where God was our priority in the house. My dad has shown me what it's like to be a man in this world where there are so many men who want to just run away when something happens or they get tired of dealing with things. To my dad, thank you for helping form me into who I am today. To my mom, thank you for being my best friend throughout my life. You've always been my go-to person no matter what. I always knew Mom had my back. We had many nights we spent where I cried over various crossroads that were put in front of me. I always got past them because of you. Mom and Dad, hats off to both of you for being the type of family that many kids dream of having. I love you both. I have a message for my fellow graduates. Today, we graduate and go out into this world. Some of us will go back to school, and some of us will go straight to work like myself. Whatever you do, make an impact and leave your mark. We live in a very controversial day and age, and technology is becoming more and more prominent. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and work hard like the many generations before us. We worked very hard to be here today. Let's go out into this world and make an impact. Let everyone know that here at Piedmont Technical College, the graduates are mature adults that aren't afraid to work. Be the type of worker that every employer wants. Take your education you worked hard for and received here at Tech and go out into the world and make it count. Congratulations to you all. Thank you and good luck.